Many people globally have always had the fantasy of having light-colored eyes. Most prefer the color blue, memerzing color of the sky and the blue ocean. You probably fantasize too about having colored eyes. But today, thanks to all the cosmetics advances and the invention of colored contact lenses, that fantasy can become a reality quite easily, as there are contact lenses for pretty much every possible color you could want for eyes. Some people are so obsessed with having light-colored eyes that they even go as far as to try to convince everyone that the lenses are actually their natural eye color. However, in some communities and countries, the colored eyes are actually perceived as a birth defect and a clear sign there is something wrong with the eyes in sight. Throughout history, the notion of beauty and what can be found attractive in the eyes of men and women has undergone many changes from one culture to another. Today, at least in Western culture, eye color does play an important role in beauty. The lighter they are, the rarer and the more attractive they are seen. However, light eyes aren't welcome across all cultures. Unfortunately, Risikat, a beautiful Nigerian woman, along with her daughters, has attracted attention because of her beautiful and odd blue eyes. Risikat has been facing social stigma in her community because of her unusual eye color. When she was born, her parents were so puzzled at her eye color that they asked doctors to perform several tests to see if there was anything wrong with them. Risikat explained that people commenting on her eyes and even advising her parents to get her checked never ceased, not even when she grew older. When she was in primary school, even her teachers requested to see her parents and asked them to take her to the hospital to check her eyes. She further explained that when her parents took her to the hospital for yet another time, the doctors performed the eye tests and had the same answer yet again. There is nothing wrong with her eyes. They're just naturally blue, like that of a Caucasian. Risikat added that the doctors, empathic to what she's been going through, gave her a lot of gifts and told her that they loved her eyes. "I can see clearly and there's nothing wrong with my eyes," she said. One of her relatives even said that she'd be asked to go to the hospital on many occasions just so that the doctors would have a look at her fascinating eye color. The same relative further added that the general hospital even used to compensate Risikat for honoring their visit. When Risikat got married, she passed her fascinating eyes to her 3 girls. However, she explained that her husband, Abdul, didn't like the fact that all of his daughters got their mother's unusual eye color and ended up abandoning them. Risikat said that he fell in love with her eyes at first, but after their first child was born, their relationship changed and it became hard to even have a conversation with her husband. Things got worse when she gave birth to her other daughter. "When I was the first baby, it became difficult to have a conversation with him till I left with the children. We didn't have a conversation. Whenever I attempt to have a conversation with him, he would get angry and walk out on me." He said that when she got pregnant with her second daughter, things were so hard for them that they couldn't afford food or medical care, she recalls with a bitter heart. Risikat had to go to her parents' home to eat and feed her girl, and they were the ones who paid the bills when it was time to have her child. The second baby was also born with blue eyes. Her husband's behavior became even worse. This time, his parents also didn't refrain from expressing their displeasure with the eyes of his children. Her husband started leaving home for days on end, sometimes without even leaving any money for his family to live on. She said that she started eating at her parents' again. After some weeks, her parents asked her to leave her husband and move in with them once and for all, which she did, without hearing another word from him, not to even ask about his children. She is currently living with her parents. All she cares about now is to raise healthy daughters. Her firstborn, a 5-year-old sweet girl, had a twin who passed away after she did not receive proper medical care. Her case has gained greater attention thanks to a university student, Alabe Rukayat Ayandamala, who wanted to raise awareness about the problems faced by people like them, born with rare genetic conditions. According to a study conducted by the University of Copenhagen, this kind of blue eyes in African people originated on the northeast coast of the Black Sea. The original eye color of humans back centuries ago was brown. In order for someone to have blue eyes, you have to break the process by which melanin, which is responsible for the brown color, is made. An alteration to the DNA of an individual occurred somewhere in time, which led to the creation of light color eyes with blue pigment. The reason there are people with blue eyes in the world today is because there was a mutation in one of the enzymes involved in making eye melanin. The blue color is only the absence of melanin in the eye. Is the mutation harmful? Not precisely. As you can easily see, many people worldwide have blue eyes, most of which live in the northern hemisphere of the globe, where the sun exposure isn't as strong as the southern half. The brown pigment helps protect your skin cell DNA from damage. It serves as a protection for some of the proteins in the eye. Statistically speaking, blue-eyed people are more likely to suffer from cataracts and eye cancers. But with proper sun protection, with medical sunglasses, this risk can be easily diminished or even removed completely. Observations suggest strong association between fair skin and blue eyes. Fair skin tone allows more absorption of light at northern latitudes and thus a better vitamin D production, whereas darker skin is less advantageous in parts of the world with less sunlight. Less sunlight means less vitamin D, which leads to quite an increased chance of rickets bone disorder caused by vitamin D deficiency. However, light-skinned people may have folic acid synthesis disrupted by excessive UV light exposure, which can result in neural tube defects in fetuses. Blue eyes and fair skin may increase chances of survival in some environments, but not in others. Males and females with these traits, or a set of related traits, are more likely to reproduce and their offspring are more likely to prosper themselves. Blue eyes are such a successful trait, at least in certain environments. Blue eyes can be found quite attractive in more places than most, and they even have some special benefits, sometimes like better night vision. We all have a mix of DNA that contains some unfortunate elements. This can be due to several reasons. For instance, they either were bad or detrimental for the species' survival, or simply because the environment had undergone some changes. Nature has a way of working on such issues. It's easy to focus on and miss the one thing that we do not have, but it's necessary to cherish all the 99 things we do have. Life and God always give the balance we need. For instance, in the case of human relationships, you can have a neglectful and careless father and at the same time a very overlooking and protective mother, maybe even a caring brother or an affectionate sister with whom you can share everything. Toxic family relationships can also be balanced with good true friendships and friends who do not hesitate to come to the rescue when things go dark. Rissa Cat is one of many unfortunate women who got to grow up in environments that not only didn't appreciate their special traits and unique beauty, but were bullied and harassed because of it. We hope that her daughters get to grow up in a better community where they will be seen for who they really are and appreciated for they are beautiful pieces of art walking this earth.